Hello, team. Hello. I know it's late, but I'm sitting up here working and had some thoughts in my mind, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go live and talk about this stuff because I feel it's really important for you guys to know. Hey, Jenny. So, okay, I want to talk to you guys about sponsoring and leadership. Sponsoring for a lot of us does not come easy, right? Some of us challenge or struggle in recruiting, and we see other people, other teammates, other consultants that are like, it just comes to them so easy, and we think, oh my gosh, like, what is she saying? What is she doing? But I've learned in my 8 years with Scentsy that it's kind of like a season of life. There's times where you'll have a lot of people join your team all at once. And there's times where you'll have people that are like not interested. But either way, sponsoring and leadership is very important. What is leadership? The definition of leadership is the action of leading a group of people or an organization. When you become a leader, when you become a sponsor, you have to be willing to put in the work as a leader, as the sponsor of the people you're talking to about joining. And you guys, sometimes it's a lot of work, sometimes it's not. It's a lot of work usually at the beginning because they're new, they're learning all the things. But once they get the hang of it, like, they kind of go off on their own, and then they might come to you from time to time with questions or with a struggle or anything like that. But you have to be willing to put in that work. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this, and I hope you guys don't take it the wrong way, but you don't have to be me when you're a leader. Like, I don't want you guys to feel like if you don't do everything that I do, you failed at being a leader, because that's not the case. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different love language. Everyone has different ideas. Everyone has different budgets. Everyone has different time, like time schedules. So I, for example, I work from home. So I have a lot of time to do a lot of little things that you might feel like you don't have the time for because you work full time or you work part time or anything like that. And I don't want you guys to measure your leadership skills with me or your sponsor or somebody like another consultant. You are you. And you have to be the best leader that you can be by being you. What I do ask, or what I do suggest, is that you're honest with your team and that you're consistent. Your team should appreciate anything that you do for them if you're honest and you're consistent. Do not set the expectations up here and only deliver down here. I've had that problem where I'm like, I want to do all the things, and then I don't have the time, and then I forgot, and oh my gosh, I never drew the name for that challenge that I did. So I try to keep it very limited to what I'm doing so that I can keep up with the things that I'm doing. And there's something that I wanted to start at the beginning of the year that I'm literally sending out on Monday for the first 5 months of the year, because I didn't have the time to do it during the first couple of months. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to measure to anyone. Please keep that present as you're sponsoring. You don't have to measure up to anyone. Just be consistent and honest with your team. Know that sponsoring is not about you. Please, please, please. You guys, for a long time, I only wanted to sponsor because I wanted to promote. And I sponsored a lot of rock stars that are no longer part of our team, because even though I cared for them as a person, I wasn't sponsoring them because I wanted them to succeed. I was sponsoring them because I wanted to promote. I wanted to grow in my business. Sponsoring is not about you. It's not about your next promotion. It's not about you getting paid more. It's about their journey, their reason to join Scentsy. It's about blessing other people. So when you're sharing the opportunity, that is why I always say, share how Scentsy is blessing you. Share what Scentsy brings you, or why it brings you happiness, because you might connect with someone that way. If you are sponsoring to simply promote to the next level, I guarantee you, you're going to reach a time or a spot where you're going to get stuck because people are going to start to fall off. People can feel when you're not genuinely interested in their lives, when you're not genuinely interested in their success. And you cannot leave that up to me or your sponsor or your director. Like, you can't leave that up to even Patricia or even Scentsy. Yes, I do stress all the time that they're independent consultants and they should work their own business. But let's be real, we don't like doing it alone. We don't like working by ourselves. It's a lot funner if we work with teammates, if we have an accountability partner that we can connect with, someone that we can bounce ideas back and forth, right? So if they feel like you just are having them join and then they join and they get started and it's like, you need to reach this and you need to do this and you need to do that because I need to promote, I guarantee you more than 50% of them will leave. There'll be a small percentage that will stay because they really believe in Scentsy. But I have mended the relationship with my sponsor. I know I've talked about her before. Some of you guys might know my story with her. We have really worked this month on mending our relationship and putting the past behind us and closing up hard feelings and all that kind of stuff. But you guys, at one point, she told me, I don't make enough money off of you to do challenges or to do more trainings. That broke me because I saw myself as a dollar sign in her eyes. And I am more than that. I am more than that. And me and her have talked it out and she apologized. She's like, I didn't mean to come off that way. And I've learned a lot since then. But she had to learn the hard way. She had to learn by losing a lot of her team. She had to learn by me outranking her. And that's not the point of this journey. The point of this journey is to bless people's life. When Heidi and Orville started this company, they didn't start it thinking all the money they were going to make. They started it to bless people's lives. The reason why Heidi decided to do a direct selling model and go this route instead of putting it in stores was because she wanted stay-at-home moms to have an opportunity to work from home with their kids to be able to help with the family. She wanted to give that opportunity to people. So when you're sponsoring, when you're having these conversations, when you see a potential in someone, make sure that you are sharing Scentsy because of what it could do for them. Yes, it will help you. Yes, it will help you promote. It will make you more money, but go in it with how it can bless them, how it can change their lives. Your business is not a race. You guys, I struggled with this for years. Seeing people around me promoting, seeing people that had joined after I did promoting, seeing people promote to director in 3 months, and it took me 6 years. Even with my own team, I sponsored some of my teammates, and they were hitting lead and star within 6, 7, 8 months. Director within a year or two, and I was like, man, it took me 6 years, but my journey has been beautiful in its own. My journey has taught me so many things, and you guys, I'm on the director page, and it's not in a way to be negative, but sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm like, you're a director and it's 6 months after our shipping went up, and you're asking why we're being charged shipping on a $200 order? There's questions that I'm just like, are you really a director? And I have to remind myself that, hey, that person might have promoted really quickly and they didn't have the time like I did to gain the knowledge, to learn how to look things up, to study the reporting. On Tuesday night, we had our Tuesday night call, And you guys, if you're not joining on the Tuesday night calls, I highly, highly, highly suggest you join us on Tuesday nights at 9:00, because we're going over like basics and things that you guys need to know to grow your business. And I'm not gonna lie, and this is not a thing like to toot my horn, but like I was showing the people on the call about the reporting tab, and Beth, who's a store director, was like, dude, I didn't know any of this. Like, I had no idea how to do that. She messaged me today and she was like, can you Marco Polo me like how to do this report so I can like write it down and all this stuff. So like I had that time, the 6 years that it took me to become a director, I learned so much. So yes, seeing other people promote to director in like a year, 6 months, 3 months, 2 years, 4 years, I'm like, dang it, like I wasted a lot of time. But I also learned a lot. My journey has been beautiful, and your journey is beautiful. You don't have to run your Scentsy business as a race. You don't have to be like, well, this person promoted, so I have to promote. Well, this person promoted in 3 months, so I have to promote in 3 months. No. Run your business the way you want to run your business. Like, let your journey be your journey. That does not mean sit back on your goals and like, oh, I'll achieve that when I achieve that. No, work hard. Go for your goals. Like, you guys, there's no goals that are unreachable. There's some goals that are maybe a little out there, like someone saying when they join, I want to be a superstar director in a year. I'd be like, you have your work cut out for you. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. I'm pretty sure some people have achieved it in a year or a year and a half. I know Chloe Cox achieved it in 2 years. I know that Chastity Robinson achieved it in like 3.5 years. So there are people that have achieved being at the top of the company within a small time frame. But just know that whatever your goal is, you have certain amount of work cut out for you. Whether it's a lot, whether it's a little, you'll have your work cut out for you. Do not give up. What makes a great leader? When you start sponsoring, please know that one, you don't have to know it all to sponsor. Start sponsoring now. Start talking about the opportunity. Start sharing why you love Scentsy with your family, with your friends, with your hostesses. It's never too early to start sponsoring. But once you start sponsoring, a great leader is always learning. Do not ever think you know it all. There's things that I still don't know, you guys, and I've been with Scentsy for a long time. There's things that I don't know about this business, about, like about social media, about branding. There's stuff that I don't know. There's stuff that I'm always learning or wanting to learn about. To be teachable, be willing to learn. If your sponsor or your director or your superstar director comes to you and say, hey, like that was great, but I would change this, or hey, like that's out of compliance, you can't do that. Don't get defensive. Don't put your walls up. Know that it's coming from our heart, because we want you to do better, because we want you to follow the rules, because we want you to be able to be successful in your business. And we don't want your account to be put on hold, or we don't want you to get into any kind of trouble. Learn from your mistakes and create solutions from them. I've made tons of mistakes, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I've made mistakes. I have let down people, unfortunately. I have not been there for people. Like I said at the beginning, when I started sponsoring, I just wanted to promote. And so on my journey, I let down people because I wasn't there for them. But I learned from my mistakes. And I'll tell you right now, so the requirements for a star director are 30,000 group wholesale volume, right? So our entire group, 30,000 group wholesale volume. My team, meaning anybody that's not under a director, 6,000 team wholesale volume, and then 2 directors. You guys, I'm like around the corner from that. But guess what? I'm missing the team wholesale volume requirement. I don't know if I'll get the 6,000 group wholesale volume, but that's okay. Like, as much as I want to promote and I want to grow, I know that I still have to help my leaders that are coming up to build their businesses. So you want to learn from your mistakes. You want to learn where you can change things in your business to keep growing. And that goes back to the whole, your business is not a race and this is not about you, it's about them. I have leaders that have promoted to director, and I have leaders that their teams are growing and they're on fire and they're about to promote to director. But does that mean that I failed? No. Does that make me want to work harder? Yes. Does that make me want to help other people even more? Yes. And I'm always willing to help those that are, especially those that are hungry, that they want to grow their business. Do the right thing all the time, not just because you're close to a promotion. Don't just show up because, oh, we might promote this month. Show up all the time. You guys, again, this goes back to the beginning where I said you don't have to be like me. Be your own kind of leader. Find your leadership skills, find your strengths, and use them. But do it all the time. Be consistent, because that's what your team's going to follow, is the consistency. If you're not consistent, they're going to feel like they don't matter to you. But if you're consistent, even if you just do a little bit, even if you just do weekly shout outs on your team page or on your chat or whatever it is that you're doing, that will make them feel like they matter to you. This is my personality. Say the hard things. You guys, I say the hard things a lot because I'm not a sugar coating type of person. I do not feel like sugar coating things is going to help anyone. I don't feel like it's going to help you guys grow. I don't feel like it's going to help you be successful in your business. So I say things just straight up, and I don't mean to hurt anyone. I don't mean it like to be rude or to be mean. I say it because if I sit there and I say, oh, well, yeah, like, you know, like you did great. Like, yeah, your goal was 1,000, but you only did 200. Oh, you're so good. No, I'm going to be like, hey, your goal was 1,000. What happened? What did you, like, you know, did you give up? Did you not get any sales? Like, what happened with your parties? Okay, well, your parties all flopped. Okay, why did your parties flop? Why are you, like, what are you saying? What are you doing? Because that's what's going to make you successful. If I sit there and I applaud and I just sugarcoat things, you're not going to push yourself. And this is a business. We have to push ourselves. We have to go like outside of our comfort zone. We have to push ourselves, like, you know, like I did a video the other day on TikTok about like Rocky or Creed or whatever. I can't remember which movie it is, but it's Rocky talking, and he's like, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get up. You're going to fall. You're going to have months that suck. You're going to have months that all you get is no's. You guys, I had 8 parties this month. 6 parties. I think it was 6 parties. 4 of them flopped. 4 of them flopped. I was counting on having a $2,000 month, and now I'm like, crap, I don't know how I'm going to do that. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to give up and that I'm going to sit down on the floor and have a pity party. I'm going to get back up and I'm going to be like, okay, like, what can I do? And that's what we need to do. So that's why I say the hard things, because I want you guys to get a little tough skin and learn that, hey, this business has ups and downs. It has plateaus where like you're like, I'm doing all the things and nothing is happening. But guess what? When you get off that plateau, you're going to skyrocket. You're going to skyrocket. I promise you that. Always be the hardest worker in the room. When you're a leader, lead by example. Don't ask your team to do things that you're not doing. I might not do $2,000 months every month. So I tell you guys about $2,000 months, but I don't demand it. First of all, I'm not your boss. I can't be demanding anything. Second, I have to lead by example. But you guys, I tell you guys that it is achievable because I've done it. I can tell you, hey, $5,000 months are possible. They are. I've seen Beth do it. I've seen superstar directors do it. I've seen other consultants do it. I've never done it. So how am I going to have a face to tell you guys you need to have a $5,000 a month when I haven't done it, when I don't do that? Lead by example. Have the parties, get the sales, have the conversations. You might not be sponsoring every month, but you can be having the conversations. You can be planting the seed. You can be sending out information. You can be following up with people that were interested or have asked questions. When you do the things, your team will see you doing the things and they will do them too. You cannot expect your team to do things that you're not doing. If you're only bringing in 200 PRV every 4 months, I can guarantee you that anyone that you sponsor will do the same, like probably 75% of your team. And you guys, numbers don't lie. Like, I think it's, Scentsy says that about 30% of your team will work this business. So when you're sponsoring, like you sponsor 10 people, only like 3 of those 10 people will really be working this business, meaning they're active every single month, they're sponsoring, they're having the conversations, they're showing up for team trainings, etc., etc. The other people are going to be, when I want to, oh, I'm about to go inactive, I'm going to put in an order because I want to keep getting the discount, etc., etc. And I'm not lying to you. We have a team of 106. Let's see how many are active. Team of 106, 46 of them are active, meaning $200 or more. So we have about almost 60, about 60 people that are not active, which is okay. Maybe they're hobbyists. Maybe they only want to get the discount every 4 months. But this is why sponsoring is important, because you cannot say, okay, I want to be a lead. I need to sponsor one person and get 1,000 team wholesale volume and do my 500 and then I'm done. Because what if that person doesn't go active? Don't do things halfway expecting big results. One thing that I love about Chloe is her honest talk. And in one of the trainings that we watched, she said, if you do mediocre things, you'll have a mediocre life. And I thought about that for a couple of days and I was like, wow, like if you want to live like the 1%, debt-free, be able to vacation, I don't know, maybe your goals are completely different. Maybe your goals are like, I just want to be able to go grocery shopping without a food budget. Trust me, I've been there. Okay? I've been there where I only had $15, $20 for that week. So sometimes that was my goal, to be able to go grocery shopping without setting a limit. Your goals are your goals. But if you want to live like the 1%, which is mostly debt-free, doesn't have to be millions of dollars, doesn't have to be the nice fancy house, fancy cars. The 1%, you have to do what 99% of the people are not willing to do. You have to put in the work. You have to show up for yourself, not for me, not for your sponsor. You guys, I care about my entire team. I might not know all 106 of you, but I care about my entire team. Okay? When I pray in the mornings, I pray for my entire team. I don't pray for only my front line or the people that I remember their names. I pray for my entire team. Because I care about every person that has, is, and was on our team. I do. But I cannot show up for you. Your sponsor can't show up for you. We can text you, we can email you, we can shout you out, we can tag you, we can message you, but we can't put in the work for you. So words of wisdom. Have an honest conversation with yourself and say, what do I want from this business? Why does this business bring me joy? Maybe you haven't felt joy yet. Maybe you're like, I just joined a few months ago and it's been kind of stressful with the shippings and this and that. Okay, why did you join? Is it because you wanted a discount? You saw a community that you liked. You hit it off with your sponsor, whatever reason, right? And then when you're talking to people, when you're sponsoring, when you're having people join your team, remember, it's not about you. How can you share with them how Scentsy can bless them and help them see that? Help them open that window to see the endless possibilities that they can have at their fingertips. I've seen people, when I was at Vegas, SFR, I don't know her name, it's a long time ago. She was talking about when she joined. She said she went to the fridge and her baby was crying. He wanted milk. And she went to the fridge and there was no milk. And she said, we didn't have enough money on our bank account to even go buy milk for my son. When she found the opportunity with Scentsy, she took it and she ran with it. And she's like, you guys, I got us out of debt. We bought a house. Like, now we're living the life where they're able to travel. They're able to do all the things that she never even thought were possible on that night, that she did not know how she was going to get milk for her son. Don't be stuck on your current situation just because you can't see a way out. Don't close the windows to opportunities because right now you're struggling, or because this month was hard, or because your sponsor is not supportive. You guys, you have a team of 100 people that can be supportive. You have a director, you have a superstar director. Like, you have people that want to help you succeed. Do not let yourself get stuck or even quit because one person's not showing up for you, or because your customers didn't want to buy this month, or because shipping is taking so long. You guys, I don't want this training to go on forever, but I can tell you guys a whole lot of things about mindset. I am part of all the Scentsy groups too, and I see people saying, "Oh, my customers are complaining, and my customers is I haven't had not one customer complain. Not one. Because I'm being honest with them. Because I'm communicating with them. On our workstation, if you go to the news tab and you go to that back order list, it tells you what days they're working on. Guess what I'm doing on my VIP page? Hey, you guys, I know that shipping's taking a little bit longer, but guess what? They're working on June 3rd through June 5th order. So if you ordered during that time frame, you should be getting your order soon. So if somebody ordered on June 7th, they know, okay, well, they're not working on my order yet, but they're getting very close. On my parties, after I close them out and I close out the party and everything, I don't close out the group until I have received that shipment. So I am constantly updating them saying, hey, guess what? They're getting closer. Oh, guess what, you guys? It went to printed. Oh, guess what, you guys? It shipped. It should be here on this day. So I should be delivering on this day. Not one customer has complained. Not one customer has canceled their order. And it might happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. But it's all about mindset. I'm not letting that be a negative thing. We are in the middle of a pandemic. Very uncertain times. I don't even know what's going to happen right now in Florida because it just keeps spiking. And I'm like, people, I don't want to stay home forever, but I can't go outside, basically, right? But I'm not letting anything that's going on bring me down. And I'm not going to show that negativity to my customers. My customers are my bread and butter. They pay my bills. I cannot afford to not have orders. This is my full-time job. So, when you are struggling, Melissa Gratz said once, reach out to someone when you feel like quitting, because I assure you they're not having the same kind of day. There's been days where I've wanted to quit. There's been days where I've been hurt by people. There's been days where I'm just like depressed or sad. I don't like to use the word depressed. Sorry about that. But sad or down. And I call my top 5. And I can assure you that they're not having the same day that I'm having. So by the end of our conversations, I'm feeling more upbeat. The other day, I think it was yesterday, I was messaging Ashley and I was having a really bad day. Like Facebook was just bringing me down. I was seeing a lot of negativity. And I was Marco Poloing with Ashley and she goes, get off Marco Polo, go do your hair, go do your makeup, and go do some TikToks. And I even laughed at her suggestion, but I did. And I started feeling a little bit better because I was distracted from what was bringing me down. So if you're struggling, if you're feeling like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, if you're feeling like, hey, like my joy is dwindling, my fire is dying, talk to someone. Talk to your sponsor, talk to your director, talk with someone in our group to help you, to give you ideas. That's what we're here for. We're not meant to walk this journey alone, even though we can. We're not meant to walk it alone, even though we can. Okay, and I say that because if you're feeling alone, if you feel like you have no one to help you, you still can do it. You still can do it. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. If you have any questions or anything, just feel free to reach out to me, okay? I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a good weekend. And if any of you guys have a husband or a father or boyfriend, whatever, happy Father's Day to them if they're a father. Okay? Talk to you.